So I thought after 8 years of owning a campground, I had seen just about everything wrong. I saw something recently that happened right here at Big Chief that blew my mind. I want to know what you would have done if you were me, and who do you think is responsible for what you're about to see? Hi everybody, I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman, with another Be a Better Camper video. And this one happened recently up here at our campground at Big Chief RV Resort in Texas. We do these videos to help shine the light of truth, I guess, because what happens at our campground happens at campgrounds all over the country. And with so many people getting interested in camping, I think it is imperative that we all try to be decent neighbors, be better campers, if you will. So here's the situation. Again, at the end of this video, I want to know what you would have done if you were me in my shoes, and who do you think is responsible for the story you're about to hear. So picture this, Labor Day weekend, full. We are full like most campgrounds, nice campgrounds are on holidays. Labor Day weekend, we are full. We do have rules, and it's, they're pretty rigid rules, but we are trying to be reasonable and not just throw somebody out if they just violate a little bit. But what happens is Friday night's busy, we think may have some issues. Nope, everything's cool. Saturday morning we wake up and there's rocks inside the swimming pool. Somebody throwing rocks in. We have security cameras all over the place. Well, let's go back and look at the security cameras. I don't know any of this until I get the phone call. The girls in the office looked at the security cameras and said, "You're not going to believe this." So we're going to play some security footage. We're going to blur out this little boy's face so you don't see it. But as you're watching this video, I'm going to kind of narrate and tell you what's going on. Before we roll the video though, our pool closes. Once it closes, we put a lock on the gate. Everybody, all the campers know what time the pool closes. You don't climb over the gate to get in the pool. That is a no-no. So the rocks is what indicated that we knew something had happened, the rocks that were in our pool. The girls look at the camera, and all of a sudden they see this little boy. He's like 10 years old, 11 years old, by himself. And he's walking along near our hot tub. And earlier that day, this little boy was told, you can't climb on the rock waterfall. There's signs over there. Don't climb on the waterfall. It's dangerous. It can get expensive if they break things. It is, way, way up above the ground. You don't get up on these things. That's why we have signs. And he was climbing on. His parents were there. We said, please, please, don't climb on the waterfall. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I guess what that meant is not until everybody's gone. So the pool is locked. It's nighttime. You can see the timestamp on the video here. The little boy is walking along. It's a perfect video, isn't it? The little boy walks along and he's climbing along the edge of our waterfall. Now, the camera that you're looking at is on the back side, obviously, of the swimming pool. But this little boy is just, little boys do what little boys do. But my question is, where are the parents? Anyway, the little boy walk, crawl, and he's looking back behind our waterfall, which is a locked area. It's security. You don't go back there. That's the reason the locks are on, the signs are on, the big locked gate and a fence all the way around it. Kid climbs across the back side of the pool, up over the rocks, and then he jumps into the secure area. And look at him, got his arms like that. Like, what am I going to do next? Well, let me show you what he did next. Let's go to the next camera. So do you see those tanks? Those tanks are where we have our water supply. We're on a well system here, like a lot of campgrounds are, and this is our water supply. This little boy climbs up on top of our water tanks, and he's going from one water tank to the next, and then over to the next. And then he looks around, it's like, what in the world can he do? Now, we've got cameras at different angles, but I think you get the point. It's late at night. There's no parents around. The kid doesn't have any friends, thank goodness. It probably would have been an even worse situation. But what could have gone wrong here? The little boy is on top of our tanks. Then he jumps on top of one of our work sheds. And then he goes across the work shed. He comes down the other side, which one of our other cameras picked up there too. And he's trying to break into our work shed. It's locked, can't get into it. And then he stands there, he walks over and he goes to an RV site, and we've got that on video too, and I'm not gonna show that to you. But he got what I thought, well, this is the site maybe where he's staying with his parents. Wrong. Somebody else, he's going through somebody else's ice chest. I mean, it's unbelievable. So I'm watching this video and I'm thinking, what in the world? Okay, They're leaving. I knew that they were going to leave. I'm going to kick them out, but how do I diplomatically do it? Because I'm pissed off. I mean, wouldn't you be if somebody was doing that? I know that we've all done stupid things, but that's pretty reckless. Especially, wouldn't you think that you want to know where your child was at that hour of the night? So there's some people in the office. I'm in the office. They're buying ice and stuff, and all of a sudden this little boy comes walking in. He says, "Can I take this volleyball?" And I went, "That's the." Hang on just a second. I'm literally watching the video at the same time. This little boy is standing there, and he's looking around. I'm looking at his shoes, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, oh my God, that's him. And I said, yeah, you can take the volleyball and go play. Where are you guys staying? Which side are you in? He goes, well, I'm just right up here. Okay. So he walked out, and I said, okay, we got a problem. So here's the situation. I know this is getting long, but I think there's a point here. There were two people, two campsites. One of the people comes here all the time. Great, nice, friendly, respectful, good people. The other people next to him, they just met. They're friends. Not really good friends. They just kind of met. You want to go camping together? We'll make your reservations for you. So our good customers made the reservations for what turned out to be the bad customers. As I said, there's a lesson here. The little boy belonged to the bad customers, to the first timers here that weren't being supervised at all. And I said, what am I going to do? I don't want to lose a good customer, but I cannot condone and support the lack of parenting and the lack of respect that the parents showed for not even caring about what their kid was doing. So here's what I did. I called the lady in, the good people, and I said, this is going to be uncomfortable for me. Hopefully it's uncomfortable for you. You are more than welcome to be a return guest at Big Chief. Depending upon what I show you. You're not going to like this. And she's like, what happened? I turned the computer around and showed her the video. She's like, oh my God. Oh my God. I don't want to see any more. I said, ma'am, you have to see more. It gets worse. And I showed different angles and showed different cameras. And she's like, it doesn't surprise me. He's kind of been a problem kid since we got here. And I could kind of tell. And I said, here's what the situation is. I don't know those people. I know you. You guys checked in. Y'all made the reservation. So either you get them to leave now, right now, and you can tell them why. You can tell them to come in and look at the video, or I'll go and do it. And I don't mind doing it, but I think the more diplomatic way is for you, since you guys are friends, you can say, look, I know this is uncomfortable, but you guys were out last night. Your son was unsupervised. They've got him on security camera. I've seen the footage. And I think it's a good time, a good idea for y'all to leave because you've officially been kicked out. And I told the lady, I said, if you do that, you are more than welcome to come back to Big Chief forever. She said, my husband said we should never bring friends like that. I knew it. I knew I should have never invited people that I didn't really know very well. So they learned a lesson from that. But what do you think the father did of that little boy that was climbing over the rocks and doing that stuff late at night, unsupervised? What do you think he did? You thought he probably came in, right? He came in and apologized. He brought his little son in to apologize for doing what he did, to say, I am sorry, I will never do that again. You thought that, right? Well, then you thought wrong. They just disappeared. Big deal. And that, my friends, happens at campgrounds all over the place. Irresponsible, in my view, irresponsible parenting, children that have not been disciplined. I want to know, what would you have done if you were me in that situation? Part of me wanted to go, argh. But as I say, I try to take a deep breath, try to take the high road. I explained the situation. I showed the video to the good customers. They were very embarrassed. Thank God they were. And then they got the people to leave. But how would you have handled the situation? And more importantly, who do you think is responsible? And maybe even most importantly, when that kid's 20, if he keeps going down that path of a parent that doesn't even care, doesn't show any concern, doesn't teach him a lesson, where do you think that boy's going to be at 20 or 30? I don't know, just something to think about. Anyway, again, I do a radio show called the RV Show USA. It's a syndicated radio program. It goes all across the country on Saturdays and Sundays. about the RV lifestyle. And my wife and I own a campground here in Central Texas. We tell the trials and tribulations, if you will, of owning a campground. We love it. We love most of the people most of the time, but every once in a while we get somebody like this little boy that really wrecked it for us, and it's difficult because we're emotionally invested. It's more than a financial investment. We're emotionally invested. We love the campers that come here, and I think that I can say that on behalf of every campground. We love campers. Y'all help keep our doors open, and we're grateful for that. But with so many people getting into camping, it is critically important we understand campground rules, we understand what respect is, and we respect other people. What is it? The golden rule: treat others as you would have them do unto others, as you would have them do unto you. All right, so catch our radio show. Thank you. Let us know what you think. Give this thing a thumbs up. Maybe share it on your social media page. Until next time, I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice. Don't leave your good manners at home, and by all means, be a better camper.